As we head into the new year, a lot of people are making resolutions to just live healthier lives or eat healthier. And to talk a little bit more about this, I'm joined by a registered dietitian and author, Tricia Silverman. Tricia, thanks for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. Very excited to be here.
And I'm excited too to get some tips from you and just to learn some stuff. So my first question, just starting off, is for someone who's maybe this year thinking, I want to eat a little healthier. What are some easy steps that they can take to improve their diet?
Well, one of the things might be to think about having a focus. Many people know that they have to change their eating habits, but there's too many things to work with. What I found with many clients is that if they choose one thing like water, they focus on that, and then the other things start to fall into place. So maybe you make a goal to drink your water each day. And one thing that's great about water is that we can leave cues around to remind us. So this is a glass I leave in my kitchen, and it's right next to my refrigerator. It's a cue. I see the water glass, and then I know, oh, I need to drink water. I keep another glass in my bathroom as well, so that I just stay hydrated throughout the day. Whether I'm going into the bathroom or going into the kitchen, I can drink my water. So focus on water. That's really key. And then another thing to focus on might be vegetables. Maybe you work on the water first and then you work on your vegetables. If you think about your plate at lunch and dinner, what I recommend is that half your plate be vegetables. And then at snacks and at breakfast time too, try to get vegetables in, but definitely at least at lunch and dinner. Now, maybe you're only eating vegetables at dinner. So the goal might be, I'm going to eat them at lunchtime too. And then keep that going for a while until you're ready to make another change. To try to do everything at once sometimes can really be self-defeating. But for some people, they do make sweeping change and they're able to do a lot of things at once. But if that, you want to think about, how have you been successful in the past with other things in life? Was it a lot of changes at once or one little change? So baby steps can be really helpful, and maybe focusing on water might be a good way to start.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is with the pandemic still continuing on and lockdowns in place in many different jurisdictions, a lot of people may be still working from home and their routine may be a little different. So I wanted to talk about do you think eating 3 meals a day is the way to go, or should people maybe have some snacks in between, have maybe smaller meals? What's the best approach when it comes to something like that?
It's such a good question. I work very individually with people, and it really depends on the people. And sometimes you have to experiment a little bit to figure out what might work best for you. What I think doesn't work well is to graze throughout the day, because if we're grazing, we're probably not eating vegetables and fruit, whole grains. If you can't categorize a food into a food group, then it's probably not so great for you. And I have an example just to show you. So if you think about granola bars, for example, some people think, oh, I'll have a granola bar. Well, look at all the sugar in that granola bar, in those, the little package. Now, if we choose something else that, not so great either, cookies, well, look at that sugar there. And then look at the sugar here.
Yes.
It's actually it's really not that different. So we want to be careful. Sometimes with even healthier foods, we think that we're doing okay. And what we can do instead is think about, if you have a craving, reach for something sweet like fruit. And then maybe adding a little bit of peanut butter to that can be really helpful. So with snacks, if when we're talking about meal times and what's the best approach, figure out, if I'm going, try 3 meals a day. Does that work for you? I find every 3 to 4 hours tends to be a good time period to be eating, to stay maximally energized. So if you eat at, let's say you get up at 7, and then maybe you eat a small snack at 10, and then maybe you eat lunch around 1, and then maybe dinner time is 4 or 5, or maybe there's another little snack in between. But we want to think about, for snacks, keeping them healthy. Can we categorize the cookies or granola bars into a food group? Not really, but we can say an apple is in the fruit group. Or, if we have vegetables like vegetables like carrots or celery, and then have it with hummus, we can say, all right, the vegetables, I'm getting my veggies in, and then hummus have protein. So, I'm going to get another good nutrient in at that snack time. So it's really thinking about, how do I maximize my choices in the moment? And try not to delay your good choices till tomorrow, or till after the weekend, or till Monday. It's the choices that we make now that will dictate how we feel tomorrow. And how, if we're looking on to lose weight, if we keep putting it off, it might not happen. So we just have to make good choices now and bring ourselves into the present moment to make those good choices. And what I found is that to sometimes, many times, if not most times, people do know they have to make changes, but it's the mindset that can get in their way. And that's where being really positive, if you're not trying to get positive, and that's where we can do meditation, we can write gratitude journals, or, have a journal that you write in, or just think in the morning each day, what am I grateful for? And that can start to get you in a better frame of mind rather than worried about what you don't have and what's going wrong. What's going right? There are many silver linings to the pandemic. And, it's a tough time for all of us, but many people can pick out, some good things that have happened along the way. So we want to focus on the good. The more you're in a positive mindset, the easier that it will be to make good nutritional choices.
And can you just talk a little bit about the importance of eating healthy and making sure you're getting, all the nutrition that you should be getting with the food that you eat, and how it's going to, not just affect your health physically, but maybe your mental health and stuff like that?
You certainly feel better when you eat a really healthy diet. I remember that there was a game show host out here, Drew Carey. You probably have you might have heard of him on Price is Right. And I remember reading about how he felt like he was he didn't know until after he lost a lot of weight and started to eat healthy and exercise more. He felt like he was under a cloud for many years. And I think a lot of people don't even know they're under a cloud. And that cloud is from eating a lot of junky food with junky ingredients. If you can't read it, don't eat it. Look at your ingredient list. And a lot of those junky foods don't make us feel, or junky ingredients don't make us feel good. And eating healthy truly makes you feel so much better. And then the fitness goes hand in hand with the nutrition. The exercise has an impact on your executive functioning so that you make better choices. You're better able to set goals for time management when you move, and when you have your executive functioning is working well, and your fitness can improve that. And I say fitness, but I just mean moving. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to be, joining a class, although classes are great to join, but just moving, taking a walk, doing yoga, putting on fun music and dancing. Music can make you feel really good too.
Just before we go, you have a book that's out. Can you just tell people how they're able to get a hold of that if they're interested in reading some more of your tips and what you have to say?
Thank you. So my book is Healthy Dividends. It's available at Amazon.ca, and it's Healthy Dividends, Investments in Nutrition, Movement, and Healthy Habits that Pay Off. And I wrote it to really just be a good, helpful overall resource to help people to live longer, get healthier, feel good, and move more.
Awesome, Trisha. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me today. I hope our viewers were able to learn some stuff from what we talked about today.